First a tornado stopped me, and then my own incompetence stopped me, and it took me 2 hours to fix everything. So we're streaming! Hello, everyone. I've been gone for quite a while, only posting sporadically, online sporadically, but doing a lot better. But, fun story, I think I figured out why the patient monsters burp. The patients are the big, like, lady monsters in this game that you find in the hospital. And they burp when you hit them, which is so weird. It's a running gag. You know, they fall down the stairs and they burp, and it's really funny. I learned yesterday that during the surgery, or afterward, one of the worst side effects I'll suffer from is gas. They're filling your chest with gas so they can see in there better. And afterward, your body has to get rid of that gas, so you're gonna be burp. So that might be why patients burp, because they had surgery performed on. Burping symbolism, right? Burping symbolism. There we go, okay. I forgot that it just opens up with a legit scream. I've fallen even more in love with it all over again, examining its lore and stuff. Y'all won't even, y'all won't even. The naysayers had it wrong. Y'all don't even know the shit that is in this game. Oh, and there's Henry. Hey, babe. Tashino, I don't know. Who's that weird dude on my wall? Okay, there we go. Now we die. I wouldn't hate a Silent Hill 1 remake, because I think it'd be fun for it to be modernized in a way that, like, it's the game. Silent Hill 1 opened that door, and it'd be cool to see it introduced to a young generation. I feel like 3's the one that needs it the least. Especially if you're not gonna make 1 first. Either 4 or 1. Oh, this one's so beautiful. There's just so much potential here to be explored more deeply. And it was so almost heaven, West Virginia. There's small bits that I wish had been fleshed out more or added to. That just, like, for time and money, they weren't able to. What's here is, like, magic. I mean, look at this. This is horrifying. When I was a kid, this fucked me up. Anyway, there's some Japanese phrases in this game I couldn't find online.
Man.
I was able through some Japanese fan sites to find some
What a dream.
like how their names are written in Japanese, which was neat. The receiver of wisdom is literally the one who is gifted prajna, which is a Buddhist term for ultimate reality. He is the receiver of the truth, of the Buddhist truth that nothing is true. And there's so much going on, guys. Like, for real. I knew the Christian shit was gonna be in here. I did not expect the Buddhist shit to sneak up on me. Basically, the ritual's almost like the first 10 murders, hella Christian. The last 8, eightfold path to enlightenment, the 8 steps. He had some 8 steps. They were just very violent. Very bloody. And the context, like, the way I've kind of interpreted it a little bit is my personal feelings. But I feel like my personal feelings are valid because I've done a lot of the legwork and I think I argue my points well. It's almost designed as if Walter purposefully lets Henry get in there and mess around and see a bunch of shit, see his memories. It's like he has to come to the understanding. He has to believe what Walter believes. So this whole game is Walter preparing his, like, high school essay of, like, this is why the world sucks and we should kill everybody. Don't you agree with me, Henry? And, like, that's real funny because that's kind of the fanfic I wrote in high school. Why does this exist? Like, this is Silent Hill, which is actually, it's Venice. It's Venice, Italy. It's Santa Maria something. They built it for the plague, for the Black Death. Don't go out. My boy.
What the hell? What's going on here?
Uh-oh. God, the memories. This game. I played this game so much as a kid. I started playing Silent Hill in 2006, so I was 13 or 14? Nonde? I'm pretty sure that says, Mom, why doesn't you wake up? Walter wasn't, the cult didn't really care about grammar and language. It's also very funny to me that, like, the door is chained up, but the lock is not on. Oh, note. Then maybe we just turn it on when I find pieces that I want to read. Yeah, it's gonna let me switch it whenever. We'll switch it back when I want to know words. Is it actually, yeah, it actually is a forced cutscene that we have to see Cynthia. Poor girl. Remember, I was 13 and couldn't go to the cinema to watch the movie. I saw it at a sleepover, maybe a year or so after it came out, and I just remember the ending where they were still trapped in Silent Hill. I was like, what? No! Immediately, I had to know more. Oh, there's Richard, so that's 207. What are you doing? Are you just, like, sitting? You sitting? Hello. Oh, there's a note. I came over here like 3 times to get this damn note. Through the ritual of the Holy Assumption, he built a world. It exists in space separate from the world of our Lord. It is within yet without the Lord's world. Like the world of our Lord, it's in extreme flux. Unexpected doors or walls, moving floors, odd creatures, a world only he control. Anyone swallowed up by that world will live there for eternity, undying. They will haunt that realm as a spirit. How can our Lord forgive such an abomination? It is important to travel lightly in that world. How could you go 2 years without reading a book, Henry? I can barely go without 2 days. As a kid and when I graduated. From high school. Doesn't say from college. It's fair, Henry. It's this crazy amount of debt. Crazy debt. Don't do it. Gotta take a leak. Let's go. Doesn't this confirm in water? I think it's kind of open to interpretation, because you kind of, like... He couldn't exactly come back to his previous home if he'd murdered his wife, you know? So you could kind of maybe say, maybe he went off and disappeared somewhere, but yeah, I think the intent is probably that I always had the, like, feeling like James just doesn't make it out of Silent Hill. Which also works with the remake, since the remake says he's still trapped in there. I really like the fact that they built it in to be kind of, like, canonical. I love that it's not just a pure reimagining. It is built into existent lore. I love that. Alright, what you got over here? Well, your toothbrush is fucked. Go toilet? Nope, he didn't want to go toilet. Interesting noises happening. God, this game has such good sound and like visuals. Like the artsy side of it is so powerful. I think that's part of why it really pulls through even when the narrative in places is very thin. It's not a bad one, but it's a thin one because so much of what we actually experience, like a lot of what this story has happened already, you know? We're learning about things that already happened. If they'd have been able to do a kind of like Hannibal style building off of all the killings and investigating them over time, oh, that would have been cool. This is so good and creepy. Feels like you're trapped in a well or something. Man, it needed more of the story. Especially, it would have been really great to learn more about Henry and Eileen themselves. We learned so much about Walter, but to pull out of the two, like, central protagonists more of their background and what they are feeling and thinking, we obviously don't get a lot of that for various reasons. One, they kind of made the choice to make Henry more of a stand-in character because they were trying to kind of do the first-person view, like make you think you're him, and it works to a degree, but it weakens the narrative a little bit that we don't like. It would be so powerful to see. Again, like Hannibal comes to mind a lot because it is a story about a murderer where one of his victims becomes very tragically involved in his like inner world. You know, in a kind of similar fashion. Like, the whole story of that show is about how the two of them just cannot separate to a tragic degree because their backstory kind of, like, they feel they're pulled too tightly together. And so they can't escape each other even when they try. And I feel like that this could have been a very cool, very similar style of game, and we just don't get enough about Henry in canon. There's a lot that you can, like, pull out of canon. There's a lot you can theorize on, which I love about this game. But it can't stand up narratively to a Silent Hill 3 or a 2, where we learn so much about the characters' inner worlds. Hannibal's great. I've still not actually finished it. I know how it ends because everybody in the world was talking about it, but I've only watched seasons 1 and 2. I'm very bad at television. It's so good. If you like horror and you like... especially like erotic kind of like very physically tense
Henry.
horror. Like, it's not a
And
romance,
you?
but there's some shit going on there. They are way too close, and it's really messed up.
This is
And
my
that's, like, the whole
dream,
point.
and you don't even know my name.
Oh, I love it.
It's Cynthia.
Your dream.
I love it.
That's right. This is just a dream. And a really terrible one, too. I hope I wake up soon.
So you think this is a dream, huh?
Well, if it's not a dream, what is it?
The audio is weirdly slowed down here. Why was that so weirdly? Let's see if we can't diagnose that. I think we're fixed. I think pushing F4 and doing that, maybe. Does it look normal, y'all? Are you normal, game? Henry, you were way too nice. You were like having the weirdest day where you woke up in some weird subway and you're just waiting for a strange girl you've never met to throw up in the bathroom. Bro, you were too nice. Also very pretty. I love your face. I think it looks like it's running the way it's supposed to. These dogs look friendly. I'm sure they're fine. Gross. Hey, dog, you just chilling? How do I weapon again? I'd like to have weapon. Why are these? Okay, these dogs are being really nice to me because I'm on easy mode. We're just gonna go. We're just gonna leave. Can I do anything in here right now? Nope, just gotta go to the crazy weird hole. Is this game on PC? Yes! Actually,
What?
you know, I could. Why am I emulating?
Another
It's
dream?
on PC now! I had forgotten!
But it
Oh my god!
seems so real.
Also, I gotta say something for the non-Americans in the room. A nice tourist town about a half day's drive from here. What does a half day mean? Because if I'm driving for half a day, I assume you call a work day a 9 to 5. That's like 5 or 6 hours. That's from North Carolina to Atlanta. So that's not a neighboring town. That's a town 3 states away. That's not right. What's a half day's drive in other places? Because in America, that's a drive. I had the image of like Silent Hill being in the next county over, which would be maybe an hour's drive. You know, 6-hour drive is basically Raleigh to Atlanta. And 7 to 8 giving traffic. And I always had the impression Silent Hill was supposed to be like, you know, close by. Oh, my picture. Thing fell. So yeah, I think that's just maybe a weird attempt to describe that the town is close by, but not like the same town. I think it's a bad choice of words. Who could have done it? I will take the pistol. Okay. Faint hope I had is slowly... Oh my god! Okay, listen. The word despair is a very... It's used a lot in this story. It's the name of an article, it's the name of a sacrifice, it's a weapon, and then the wish house. The term for wish house in Japanese can also be translated as hope house. And in the article, it says that the hope house, or the wish house, is actually teaching despair. And the term in Japanese, you translate it into despair, means hopelessness. So the idea is hope and hopelessness. There's 2 pickaxes. One's called despair and one's called hope. And hope opens the... Like, there's this whole, like... Hope and despair in this game is, like, the 2 paths. If you have hope, then you can escape, you can get to a better future. But if you have despair, you end up like Walter, just spiraling into this darkness. So it's like another mention of hope and despair. Of course, the word despair just makes my middle school mind pop up with, "Shall I give you despair?" My other 30-year-olds will get that. Can I look in the hole yet? Hello? It's the emo and anti-emo pickaxes. God, sounds are so good in this game. Driving 6 hours sounds like a pain. What do you mean, me in 2 days? I have family in Atlanta, and it's a drive I make like 2 times a year.
Goddamn
Listening to a
blue.
lot of podcasts and driving the 85 again.
Yes.
You ever want to feel like what it is to actually live in Mad Max in real life? Get in a car, go to Atlanta. You will suffer. You will. It's suffering. My aunt, who lives there, I told her I had learned the ways to drive in Atlanta, and she said, how is it? And I said, you have to drive 10 miles over the speed limit and assume everyone around you is ready for death. And she said, yep, that's how you do it. The shoes. My shoes. Oh, he actually says they're his shoes the first time. They aren't his shoes. Someone on Twitter, I think, first pointed this out. I made a whole video talking about how, you know, this is part of, like, the sign that Henry's kind of losing his memories and stuff, and he's got weird thoughts about the shoes. But someone pointed out on Twitter and made me see it in a whole new light, where those are the same shoes Walter wears in a cutscene. And in the back room where he's crucified, bare feet, no shoes. Those are Walter's shoes. And this whole point, like, the first couple times, like, Henry is trying to rationalize, I think, why these are here. Because what, new random shoes in your apartment, you'd assume they're yours, right? And then later he goes, are these really my shoes? You know? Sure, I'm glad I don't have to live in the US and I don't have to deal with those long drives, among other reasons. So many reasons. Canada, I'm sorry. Everyone, I'm sorry.
Where did you go?
Poor Cynthia.
Hurry! Save me! If you need a token, there's one here.
Okay. So if I do... Okay, that's equip. Okay, and so now that aims, and then I... Oh, that actually is like an over-the-shoulder kind of camera. Okay, that like dodges. Okay, I'm getting this. Hey, don't play with me. This is easy mode. I got you. No, I didn't pick up the coin. I assumed I had. Foolish me. Hello? Yeah. Oh, I thought you were in the video game. She was asking if I had the dog. Let's see if I can... I don't know if we see Doug. Lola's sleeping. This time of night, I'm normally in bed and she is asleep. So she's like, why is human not in bed sleeping? Very concerned. There we go. Okay. I think we're just ghost time. Yes, ghost time. I think that's Jimmy. Is that you, Jimmy Chan? God, I think playing this with actual headphones on, like, there's so much more to hear. Oh, hey! Alright, we're just gonna head out. Bye. Hey, girl. Sorry about your whole sitch. I'm doing my best over here. The monster design in this is very simple, but it works really well. They do a very good twist on the ghost. Sure, I will push button. Car door opened. Hello? Hey, girl. Ghost time. Oh no, got a headache. Better get going. Girl, we gotta go. Time to go. Time to fucketh off. Where is this ghost? It keeps making weird noises at me. Wallmen are my favorite. Yeah, the wallmen are kind of goofy, but also, when you really think about, like, the world building, they make a lot of sense. Okay. Oh, that's Toby? Okay, the game does not like the ghost effect. Oh no. Girl, we gotta go. There's too many ghosts here and the game does not like it. Girl, run. To me, they kind of pull on, like, they first appear in the subway, and we know that Walter lived, like, he was homeless at one point and lived in the subway. We don't need that right now. And, like, when he was in the water prison, he was literally trapped in a round cell where he couldn't tell, like, the walls were watching him. So, like, this sense of people as this omnipresent, like, piece of the environment that just torments and watches him makes a lot of sense to me. Like, they're the monsters in the walls waiting to get in. Oh no, they are not doing... My health is not doing good. Nope. Girl, no! Sharon, no, what are you doing? Don't do this to me. Run, Cynthia, run! Oh, he said it! He said the thing! Yeah, there's actually, like, broken up dolls in here. I mean, I knew they showed up later. I didn't know they were in here, too. Oh, yeah, the trailer for this one is really free. Like, the trailer's almost a work of art on its own. Especially, like, the 9-minute one is crazy long. Okay, this is bad. Run! I think this is the way we're supposed to go. Okay, I feel like I went that way. Maybe we go this way? Doesn't open. That's a dead end. Okay. No. Okay, I just missed that door. Man, everything is so, like, flesh. Oh, wow, there's literally a yeah. That's a thing. Oh, time to go. No time for reading newspapers. Alright. I think we've made it to the other side. Are you behind me, girl? Cynthia? Cynthia! Oh, shit, girl, come on. You gotta move faster. We got places to be. And the game does not like those sound effects. Because we're obviously having some problems technology-wise here. It's not that bad, but Fatal Frame definitely ran better than this one. Okay, run! Sharon, leave me alone! Cynthia, hurry up! You are not running. For a girl surrounded by frickin' ghosts, you are not running. That's another thing that's, like, weird about this game. You know, one of the elements that I think it just kind of gets lost and missed. Like, this is ghosts. You're seeing ghosts right now, and there's been no character reaction or, like, huh? Ghosts? What are these monsters? Like, we've had no emotional response of Henry or Cynthia being like, hey, what's happening? We've had them, like, question why they've woken up in a strange place, why they're having weird dreams, but not why there are ghosts here. I really love this game. It does a lot of cool shit, and its ghosts are spectacular, but you just can't beat how Fatal Frame does the ghosts. They have it so right. If this game had used more first person, it would be more on par, which is part of why I'm really excited to try the first person mod. Yeah, the fleshiness of the ghosts in this one is really good, but Fatal Frame just knocks it out of the ballpark. There are some things I would combine of both of them. That would be really cool. But yeah, overall, Fatal Frame is the better ghost narrative for sure. Alright, guess too soon for anything to be happening. Walter moves Henry's table 3 inches to the left. That will get him. It's mind games. It's all about mind games with this guy. I think a lot of the reason, like, Walter is a big reason why I love this game. They make such a great antagonist in this. It's one of the best antagonists in horror gaming to me. So horrible and sad and sympathetic and terrifying. So much going on with him that I just really love. There's a reason I spent much of my high school years writing fan fiction about this video game. Don't judge. We all gotta have hobbies. This way. Sounds like someone's gasping. God, this game has so many extra noises I've missed. That's so good, like the noises. I will say, I think this game has that over on Fatal Frame. Like, Yamaoka just kills it with sound. You can't beat him for sound. You really can't. God, this game does not... I am gonna have to play the GOG version. This game is not handling all the monsters well! It does not like this at all. Oh my... Okay. This is a problem. There's gotta be... I'm gonna have to do some, like, research as, like, best settings for this game, maybe. There's gotta be a way to improve on this, because this is wild. Pick up the thing. This game loves golf clubs. Everybody gotta have a golf club. And a confused dog. Let's just take care of him. Oh no, it's my stalker. Oh no, I'm being watched. They took my phone and my cat. Alright, I guess I'm pausing to go and get the cat. We'll be right back, friends. Na 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 Batman. Na 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 Batman. Na 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 na. Are you upset with me? Because I'm poking fun at you. I know. I'm sorry. Life is hard. Life is hard for Cat. She squeaks a lot. Oh, you can just snuggle with me. No? Snuggle. Must snuggle. Is he injured or just tired? Uh-oh. I better look at my health. How do I look at my health? Oh, boy. Let's, oh, no, here we go. Help me, Batman. Okay. Really, if you just, like, circle around, you can kind of avoid these dudes. Come on. Haha. Oh, that one. Cheap shot. Jeez, you do 3 times, really? Can I hit you? No. Okay, that was a bad idea. Batman, no. Alright, well. We got past those 2. Why don't you love me, Batman? Yeah, there's spooky, scary game, Batman. You have to protect. You have to defend Gotham from the ghosts. This is also a very boring part of the game, so you have to entertain us. Mostly boring because I'm waiting for monsters to show up. Why did that one dude hit like 3 times? None of the other ones have done that. Nope. Oh, shit. No escape! Oh, there's 2 of them? That's so mean. Oh no, I need healing. Drink! Oh no! 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 Batman, a sad thing's going to happen, and you have to comfort us through it. This cat is so mad at me. It's like, I don't want to be here. Let me go. Part of the reason I'm holding her is that our older cat, Bob, is eating his dinner downstairs, and she would really love to take it from him. She's a fatty. All she wants to do is eat and eat again. Yeah, it is sad, isn't it, Batman? I love the little details in how his face moves. Like, they don't detail a lot about him, but the little eyebrow movement and the, like, soft kind of gasp, oof.
It's just a dream, right? I think I drank too much. I never got to do that special favor for you.
This is a sad moment, Batman. Be serious.
I feel like I'm dying.
The game is also dying.
Just a dream.
This moment hit me so hard as a kid. Like, God, it's so sad. We really don't deserve this. There's so much detail here too. Like, none of the other victims get this much attention. It shows him so slowly setting her down and putting her hand down and closing her eyes. Like, oh, it's so sad. Batman, it's sad. Yeah, it's sad. This is so sad. Oh, sad because of the scene and sad because of the quality. Feels like I'm dying, right? We're all dying, aren't we? God. Batman is also dying. Aren't you, Batman? Why aren't you looking at me? Are you pouting? Are you upset with me? I wouldn't have to do this if you weren't a fat ass. If you'd stop stealing from Uncle Bob, then I could let you go. Alfred doesn't steal from Uncle Bob. The tail is very angry. It's flicking very madly.
Man,
Alright.
what's that noise?
I don't know. I probably will have to quit soon. Just because I know me. If I keep playing this and get into it, then I'll be really wired and I will not fall asleep, like, until 2 a.m. Which I did yesterday because I was reading Star Trek fanfiction, so don't need to be doing that again. Need to not be doing that again. I think everything looks good. Game looks like it's working, and I tested the sound. We should have no problems this time. Not this time. Knock on wood. I shouldn't have said that. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. We are back with Silent Hill 4. We just finished Cynthia's chapter. I think we legit just got out of that dream. Apparently, if I remember correctly, this entire little, like, outside section was done by Yasuda Hiro, who I did a video on, and who follows me on Blue Sky. Crazy. It's okay. We've talked a little bit. And thanks, everyone, for the well wishes and the comments on the recent video. I am very glad to be back. Glad to be looking at Silent Hill 4 again. When I was sick, one of the things I did out of, like, boredom and inability to do anything was I played a lot of Minecraft, and I started building Silent Hill 4 in Minecraft. This section's been hard. I haven't had a lot of good pictures of this section, but maybe someday I'll show it to y'all.
Hurry up and get that ambulance.
How's the brightness, everybody?
Step in and move her already.
And the sound of the game, let me know. That's really interesting that the picture that was in the first dream, Henry's photo is on the wall. It's like a picture of just his face, and I think it replaces the actual apartments. Kind of weird, like replacing, like, Henry is the apartments, he's in the apartments, becoming one with the apartments, like Joseph. Too many strange things happening in that town. I'm investigating 2 people, or maybe I should say just 1. I've just about discovered what's going on. Walter wants to live inside Henry. Dun dun dun. Well, when you think about, like, the whole story comes back to the womb. He wants to be inside his mother again. Like, he wants to be in there, in the womb. And so, like, Joseph becomes part, like, when you find him in the real room, he's in the ceiling. He's part of the building. He's in the womb. And when Henry goes down to fight Walter, when he, like, opens his eyes, he's in a fetal position, you know, like, yeah, it's all about going back to the womb. Not necessarily Henry's womb, but someone's womb. The womb room. That's great. New subtitle for the game. Womb room. Oh, she's gonna go look at Cynthia. Hole's getting bigger. Enter the hole. Okay, yeah, so we do get to enter the womb. The womb room. It's I don't know. It just happened, so it's on my mind. It's like my first time playing one of these games without my womb room. It's a weird feeling. A whole organ is no longer in there. You had it your whole life and then it's gone because it tried to kill you. And you know, we just don't put up with that around here. I love this scene. It's so subtle and weird. And the, like, texture on it. It's good. God, the visuals, the music on this are so great. This is not the GOG version. Because I had already started streaming this through emulation. And then I heard that they updated the GOG version, and I was like, damn, well, I already started the game. Yeah, which is why we have some performance issues. Last time, and also it looks like this time. It's a little bad with the bugs, but we're gonna go ahead and finish this playthrough so I can finish my book, and then we will definitely be buying the GOG version to see how better it is. If it is better. I've heard it has issues, but maybe the new patch fixed it. I mean, just the fact that, like, Silent Hill 4 in the year of our Lord 2025 is getting an update is kind of crazy to me. What the deal is with the weird rock in this area. My theory is it's something they were building on that they didn't get to finish and it didn't become fully developed in the game. Because there's some references and things to some themes some kind of like Shinto holy rock kind of themes. Peter Wall's whole death. It describes in the Crimson Tome that he climbs a ladder and says he can see God. Peter means rock. Like, that's what it originally meant, because he was the rock of the church, and the idea is you climb a ladder into heaven, Peter guards the gates of heaven. Like, there's this... I think there's this kind of connection between, like, the idea of the rock of the church and, like, Japanese holy rocks, that they were kind of trying to pull on some symbolism there and create a mom rock. And it just wasn't fully really... You really only hear about it in this area and a couple other notes. And I think it's because this is one of the things they cut for time. It feels like they were setting up something that never really got paid off. Personally, I've always liked the theory the cult wanted to use the ritual on the moon mom rock to birth God, but Walter being Walter screwed it up. Maybe mom rock is what he was supposed to be doing? I don't know. I think there's some open to interpretation as to whether this is something native to the cult or something else, if there's like multiple religions at play here. But I do think the fact that, like, there are these weird holes bored into it, and traveling through holes is, like, the whole point of the game. I think there was gonna be a connection between the two. I think Big Weird Rock was gonna be related to the fact that you can travel through holes. Does this big... Yeah, this Big Weird Rock also has holes in it. Can you examine it? Rock is creepy somehow. Ah, Walter should have become a Nahobino. There you go. Get the long blue hair. God, the frame rates, they're so bad. And I changed all the settings to try and make it run good. How do I do the steppy? No, steppy! I was trying to step on you! I guess this is gonna be like a kill all monsters run so the computer can survive. Okay, step on it. Square? No. Circle? No. How did I do it last time? Aim at the dog that's almost dead. So the noises. The noises. Oh god, the noises. Step on it. Step on it. No, he keeps trying. I think that's the problem. I'm hitting the right buttons, but he keeps aiming at other monsters. Okay, Henry, I didn't need a super swing. I need... There we go. Step on its jugular. And now the game's running better. You just have to murder. What's the symbolism Silent Hill for requiring a blood sacrifice to run on your computer? The symbolism is, Muse is cheap with technology. Muse does not own a $2,000 computer. Ooh, run. Ooh, noises. The noises. Hello, child!
Hey, little boy. What are you doing here?
That phrasing is so weird! Hey, little boy.
Finally, the third revelation. Something's gonna happen. That nosy guy that was here, he said it too. Something big is gonna happen. Finally, it's gonna happen!
He's definitely okay. Nothing wrong with him. Are you here? Oh, I should have brought the chalky milk. Alright, I don't know if I have to listen to your whole thing. I'm just gonna go home and get your chalky milk. Oh, somebody's at my door. This freaking controller. Hi, Eileen.
Help me! Help! Let me out of here!
Everybody's voices in this game are a little off. I love it.
Help!
Chocolate milk. And we will leave the one. How do I give you your milk? Okay, there, I did it. Okay, the spade. I need to go... Do I have a map? What's map? That's not a map. Where's a map? How does map? Alright, I think I need to go... Yeah, the door I'm looking at. These might be... Yeah, these look like the... That's what I was thinking of. The bandaged, bloody trees. Then later you find the tree that... I think we're headed to it now. With, like, roots that look like hands. It really feels like the forest itself is bloody and cursed. Maybe because of all the bodies buried in it. I didn't mean to pull out my gun, but I guess Henry's had enough of this shit. Oh my god, get out of here. Oh, did I not pick up the frickin' spade? He threw it on the ground. He didn't give it to me. Supposedly, this is not originally going to be a Silent Hill game. My opinion, I know people go back and forth on this. My opinion is that interview mistranslated that. because other sources I've seen from Japanese devs doesn't imply that. Like, this team went in knowing they were making a Silent Hill game. They just knew they were trying to make something different and not traditional Silent Hill. It was more experimental. But it wasn't like they came into, like, they didn't split the Silent Hill team into two teams and say, okay, you're not gonna make a Silent Hill game. You know, that's just weird. Why would they do that? So yeah, no, I disagree with that. I think the translator, it was a magazine interview done through translation, and I don't know that the translators really understood what they meant. I think they were trying to say that it was going to be a non-traditional Silent Hill game. They were purposefully trying to experiment and do different things, and that's why it ended up kind of with a subtitle and being more of a side thing. The holder of this key will wander for eternity. Henry's just very drunk, y'all. You're gonna have to accept his weird wobbly camera that keeps going back and forth. I was kind of trying to see if it looked like... It would have been cool if it looked like the circle here was actually, like, drawn in the chalk, like the other drawings. That would have been creepy. Why do the dogs feed on corpses when they clearly prefer to eat Muse's fame rate? That's the real sacrifice to their hunger. I'm just hoping none of the cutscenes suffer as much as Cynthia's cutscene did. I think maybe the combo of, like, the music and it just slowed it down a lot. I don't know. This was 2025, that apartment would be $3,000 a month, right? Lord. Right in the middle of the city with, like, multiple rooms and everything. Okay, well. Eileen's already started to see the monsters. The spirits have already come for her. Oh, key. Don't leave without getting key, stupid.
I wonder what they did here.
Bad things, buddy. This. I think maybe I have to read this. The second sign, and God said, offer the blood of the 10 sinners in the white oil. Be then released from the bonds of the flesh and gain the power of heaven. From the darkness and void, bring forth gloom, and gird thyself with despair for the giver of wisdom. The third sign said, return to the source through sin's temptation. Under the watchful eye of the demon, wander alone in the formless chaos. Only then will the four atonements be in alignment. Now he's on fire. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. He's just dancing. Yeah, Henry, you probably don't want to get close to the man that's on fire. It's so freaky that he does his own numbers.
The one the nosy guy talked about. The devil.
I really think his whole, like, acceptance and willingness as part of this ritual comes from the fact that he was friends with two of the early victims, and he escaped, but he was there when Walter, like, chased after, caught, and killed his friends. Like, he got away. And I think the trauma of that and the guilt of being the only survivor, it's like the only way that he can validate his friends' deaths is to die in the ritual too, because that means, like, the ritual hasn't failed, I guess, is kind of what I'm saying. It makes him feel like they died for a reason. Or, like, he's with them again, maybe, you know? Alright, we're making good progress. That's one world down. If we can get to hospital today, I'll be happy. I can hear children's voices. It's so eerie that, like, we just finished the actual orphanage level, and no children voices. But now we're headed to prison. And there's the voices of children. Jasper thought it was the sauce placard, and what's a sauce without a barbecue? Guys, the jokes in the chat today, they're on fire. God, these intros are so good. I didn't realize you could hear his heart beating. Now I want barbecue, thanks. I wish we had some of the mocap for this game, because Henry has some weird positions he has to be in. The scene in the, like, final level where he's in the fetal position, how would they do that? Andrew sounds so freaking upset. Of course, once you know who he is, you're like, ah, you're fine where you are. Goodbye. Okay, so those are definitely like, yeah, those are the things where they put your head in a hole and then put your hands in the hole. Like, God, that's horrifying. They kept children in those things. Like, this level talks about Walter being forced to eat leeches, and then the leech monsters show up. And the freaking shadow walking is so creepy. Lucky, I finally escaped the cell, decided to take a careful look around the building. The scariest place was the first floor basement. There's a kitchen in the northeast, but then next door is a death chamber. To get in there, you have to punch in the right numbers. I don't know the numbers, and it was too dark to even see the panel, so I didn't go in. Oh, so I can't actually, like, directly talk to him right now. But he's, like, the only one who seems to know right away, like, I am in danger, and he is upset about it. To get to the surveillance rooms in the middle of the complex, you have to use the corpse disposal chutes in the cells. However, on the first and second floors, those cells are locked so the kids wouldn't discover them. You have to get to the first floor from one of the cells on the third floor. I know how to do it, but it's a pain. The lights only work on the third floor. Yeah, that's bad for a place with children to have body disposal chutes. Seems real bad. Oh, Wallman, I forgot that you were here. Ow, you got me. Where you at? Where you at? No, 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 no. Oh, shit. Hello, a good boy. You joining us in hell? Hello. Hello. If you don't know, this is Alfred. He's my sweet baby boy. He has to be in every room I'm in and follow me all the time and wake me up in the morning and sleep with me at night and paw me in the face when he knows I'm awake because he doesn't want me to sleep. He's a mean little boy. Mean boy. I don't think I want to start jumping down holes yet. Written on it. I peed my pants. I gotta wash them so nobody finds out. I saw a shadow. I think someone saw me. That's so sad. Yeah, we'll definitely play the PC version eventually. I just didn't want to start over again for like the 12th time of trying to play this game. Because I really just want to refresh my memory about it and be able to make some videos on it. Finish my book, which I've been writing for ages. I had the cover to this book done before the book was even finished because I knew exactly what I wanted and the artist had time. So I was like, hey, you wanna do this? You wanna do this thing? Oh no. They are attacking the frame rate again. Go away. We had beef stew yesterday in the cafeteria. I heard there's a death chamber behind the kitchen and they take meat straight from the dead people and cook it. That really scared me. I stood in front of the surveillance room and yelled as loud as I could, but nobody came out. Yeah, I feel like this whole section is really sad, especially when you think about we've just seen Henry do that multiple times. Like, yell at the door, hoping someone will hear him. Like, he is just like the child prisoners at this point. He's locked up and can't get anyone to hear him or save him. Was that one of them? Did I just so happen to walk into one of them? Hi! I've never just walked right into one of you before. I killed a child! Yay. Let's double check. Because at some point you have to turn on the water. I feel like the rough edges add to the atmosphere. Is that too pretentious? I agree, but some of the rough edges are things that I think were unnecessary. Some rough, I get it, you could make a kind of list of like things that are a little off or wrong that work still, and other things that don't. Like specifically the combat needs reimagining a little. Okay, I've thought about this a lot. Let me pause this. Comparing how Fatal Frame ghosts work to how Silent Hill 4 works, I think it explains why Silent Hill 4's ghosts are incredibly scary and creepy, but they don't have the same impact as a Fatal Frame ghost. A Fatal Frame ghost appears in a certain spot or a room, and you have to fight it or escape it. It may follow you to the next room, it may not follow you to the next room, but if you defeat it, it fades and it goes away for a little while, but it always comes back. Almost all of them come back at certain points because of certain triggers. It's a little randomized. So you always have this sense of like the ghosts could be everywhere, but you can defeat them and get a little breath of fresh air. In this game, they are everywhere, but you cannot get that breath of fresh air because you can't defeat them unless you pin them. But once you've pinned them, that's it. Like, no more scares from this ghost. So it's almost like you've turned off one of the most frightening features of the game, because it is also an annoying feature when it's overwhelming. So, like, if you retooled the spears to work more like the cameras, where there's a lot of them, but they are temporary. Like, you have these sacred spears that you can pin a ghost with, and they are pinned for a little while, and you have enough of them that you could probably pin a couple different ghosts maybe, and stronger ghosts maybe defeat the pin faster, weaker ghosts are pinned for longer. That gives you that sense of, I've defeated the ghost, I get to take a break, but it is coming back for me, and I have to keep moving. And that would balance it out. The ghosts need more balancing in this game. And we need less UI on the game surface, because I love Silent Hill with very little UI. This game has too much UI on the front. Yeah. Temporary reprieve rather than permanent solution is my idea. Because it also makes it so that, like, the ghosts don't become just annoying because you feel like you can only run from them, and it makes it harder to explore and enjoy the kind of exploring element of Silent Hill that's, like, such a big part of Silent Hill, where it's, like, wanting to poke around and find weird secrets is a big part of it, and you can't do that if you're always running from Walter or ghosts. Walter himself, I think, should function more like the... What's he called? I'm looking for my Japanese porn that shares the same name. Kusabi. Walter should act more like the Kusabi, where he is literally, if he's in the room with you, like, you are almost certainly dead. He's a little rarer, but he's really dangerous when he shows up, and I think that would add to the tension, too. And balance out that a little bit more, so you're not always, like, in a room where 3 ghosts have showed up that you can't kill, and Walter's also there, and you can't kill him. I think if they copied a little more of Fatal Frame's functions, the whole thing would be miraculous. And that's the part of the game that I think needs the most retooling. It's the combat. The rest of it, I really don't think I'd change much. Even the things that have problems just kind of work aesthetically and are fun. Take a little of the UI and make it a little more subtle, change up some of the combat and the way that monsters function, you could make this game a masterpiece. And I really think it comes from looking at Fatal Frame a little more and seeing why Fatal Frame's ghost works so well. I Know Kusabi. Yes, I was looking at my bookshelf for I Know Kusabi because I knew that it shared a name with the Fatal Frame monster. There should be more special ghosts than there are swords, so you're never able to completely escape them, as the normal ghosts aren't bad most of the time. Yeah, but there's still this sense of, like, knowing as a player that you can't do anything to them, that kind of helplessness, I feel like that triggers more of an amnesia response, where amnesia, you cannot fight the monsters, so you are constantly hiding, evading. Clock Tower, same way. But those games function with a singular monster, so it's a lot more balanced. You have one creature that you are evading, trying to outsmart, trying to survive. Having dozens of creatures that you're trying to outsmart and survive, who you truly cannot kill, I just don't think it makes it fun. I think it makes, for a lot of folks, more stressful than fun. And it takes it, like, it either takes away from the experience if you pin them down, because now you're just cutting out some of what's really frightening, or it takes away from the experience because it overwhelms the player with how much they feel like they have to fight or flight, rather than enjoy the atmosphere of the game they're in. Limited inventory and breakable weapons was also kind of dumb. I kind of get why they did it, but I don't think it needs it. I really don't. I think go full-on magic spear item that you can find and maybe have to replenish. But yeah, I think these are all consequences, I think, of the fact that Silent Hill was never a combat-focused game. It was a attempt to make a horror game based on a combat-focused game. And the team behind it never really had a lot of experience developing combat-heavy games. I mean, the main core team came from a sports game. A lot of the other creators came from, like, RPGs. So, like, action combat was not something most of the team had experience with. And as they tried to implement it, I really think they struggled. Because it just wasn't something that they had any expertise or anybody who could help them with it. They almost needed, like, to just call Shinji Mikami and be like, hey, can you give me some advice? Yeah, you know. There's a really cool interview between Toyama and Mikami where they talk about the games and making them in the early years. I love that interview. It's really cool to see the two of them sit down and talk. But yeah, long story short, I think there's some things in this game's combat to fix, and I think it just comes down to inexperience. Yeah, so in the water prison, didn't we just turn on the water, and the water turns on the electricity in the building? And now our electricity is just turned on suddenly? Lately, I've been feeling like my life is in serious danger. I've been through a lot in my life, but never felt this kind of pure animal feel. In case something happens to me, I've decided to write down what I've learned for whoever you are that's living in the apartment now. I've been investigating the mass murder that took place 7 years ago, in which 10 people were killed in 10 days, in a variety of ways. The one thing they had in common was each corpse had the following numbers in order of their deaths carved into them. The name of their killer was carved in as well. Walter Sullivan. Arguing with somebody. I'm gonna guess Andrew, maybe? Yeah, the Henry haunting is terrifying. Because think about it, too. He's the receiver of wisdom. He's essentially meant throughout this game, like, we peep through peepholes to see other people, to see out our doors, our windows. We watch other people suffer. Our entire role is to be the viewer, the onlooker, and then the haunting that represents Henry failing, his eyes are gone. He's failed, I guess, in a sense. Or, like, he's seen so much that he's torn his own eyes out. Like, the implications there are just really creepy. You can interpret it in a lot of ways, but, like, he's seen so much his eyes have gone wrong. I can't open the doors, but from this room I can watch them get more and more emaciated each day. With no food, never showering, they turn into smelly little gray lumps in there. I bet you're dying to see the interrogation room behind the kitchen. I understand your feelings, but have you noticed there are 3 rooms with bloody beds? One's on the first, one's on the second, one on the floor. Line up those rooms, it's bingo. What does it mean by understand your feelings? Was there somebody who was kind of like a little more torn about the fact that they were torturing children? You know, the way you should be torn about. To keep a close eye on the kids, it's important to keep the cells well lit. The lights on the 3rd floor were originally brought as searchlights. As a precaution against a blackout, they were set up to run on a private generator, electro generator in the basement, light up the 1st and 2nd floors, use the each floor can be rotated, light up any of the cells by matching up the holes. Repeating this periodically is an effective way to keep the kids fearful. Turn the handle in the middle of this room, you can easily rotate the floors. You can't rotate the 1st, so align the 2nd and 3rd with the 1st floor cell that has the blood-stained bed. If you use the people in this room, it's easy to make sure you're doing it right. Give it a try. Don't forget to open the sluice gate. Am I on the 2nd floor or the 3rd? I am. Okay. So I need to go down to the 1st to see where the 1st bed is. Okay, I think I need to turn it one more time.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't feel bad for you. It's kind of neat, though, that he's like the first one. I don't know, he knows right away he's being hunted and why. Cynthia gets an idea of it, like, halfway through. She's like, someone's coming, but she doesn't fully understand what's happening. And Jasper's cool with it. He's like, I'm ready. I want to die. But, Andrew is like, right away, Walter's gonna kill me, please help. And then the kid Walter shows up again, and it's almost like, wait, did you mean the kid? Are you crazy? Like, it's so weird. The setup is really good. I haven't played Silent Hill 4. What did Walter White do? So, long story. He grew up in a bad place. Like this place. A prison, basically. In a cult. Shit went bad. He was told his mom was in an apartment. So then he spent the next, like, 10 years murdering people so that he could get his mom back. Weird story, but true. That hole's not lined up. I didn't double check. It is one room off. Damn it. Ah, yes, there was a puppy for a minute. She came and checked on us. Lola! Hey, baby girl! Hey, baby girl! Oh my goodness! I don't know if y'all could see her. Do you see the puppy? Is she in the screen? Hello, this is Lola. Hello. When I first got out of the hospital, she, like, sniffed my stitches, and then she didn't jump on me or anything. She's normally a very jumpy dog. And she just kind of stayed on the floor and sniffed and snuggled me. It was so cute. I was like, oh, you're such a smart dog. Can you see? What that dog doing? I like that the angle kind of shows both holes. Though, of course, it is weird that you don't just fall down all of them and, like, break your neck. I know it's for, like, drama purposes, whatever, but... should just be, like, human fall flat. Interesting. Terrible. Oh no. Has something happened? Oh no, not Andrew. No, we couldn't have helped him. There was nothing we could have done. Oh well. Yeah, so after we do the water prison and the water level, your bathtub, like, explodes with blood. And, like, the apartment reflects the world you go through. It's really cool. I found something effective against the ghosts. It saved my life. It was stuck into the huge rock in the woods near the orphanage. A sword blade with a handmade triangle-shaped wooden handle that has some kind of spell written on it. It's heavy and hard to carry, but it seems to change in response to the ghost victim's power. Strike when the sword is energized. If you don't reduce their power, your attacks will be repelled. As far as I know, there are only 5 in existence with that kind of power. It's extremely valuable. 5 is a powerful number in, like, English magic tradition. I think that's a purposeful choice there. And the fact that the swords are from the Mother Stone, again, I think there was kind of some background lore they were going to do there that they didn't get to explore as much of. Because the stone resembles the holes that lets Henry explore and kind of try and intervene. And it presents them with the swords that are the only weapons that can defend against the ghosts. The Mother Stone is working against Walter in some way. Isn't every number a powerful number in English magic traditions? It depends on what you're talking about. They each have a different kind of thing going on. And 5 to me makes sense here because 5 is like the number, like, of the pentagram. You know, you think about 5 points on the star. 5 swords. It kind of feels like a magic thing, you know? Yeah, the number 4 is very big in this game. We see 4 deaths before Eileen. There are 4 major worlds. There are 4 endings. There are 4 reminiscences in the reminiscence puzzle. I think there's more of that number elsewhere. There's a lot going on there. Though, did I talk about how there's also some Norse stuff going on here? I'm dropping so many hints from my book, but I just can't help it. You go through 4 worlds, and then you go through those 4 worlds again, and in the middle is the hospital world, so that's 9. If you count room 302 as its own, like, hub at the center, then there's 9 outer worlds you go through. And they're in the town of Ashfield, which Ashfield is a town of the field of, ash trees. And the ash tree in Norse mythology is the kind of tree that Yggdrasil was. Yggdrasil, the tree of, like, the universes that has 9 worlds. And the Yggdrasil tree is created in in some of the myths by the sacrifice of Odin. Odin sacrifices his own life for, like, magic. He kills himself to create the tree, hangs himself from the tree. There are different versions. And, like, all that really matches really well with what's going on with Walter and all these worlds. And it might be the reason why, like, black feathers and black ravens are kind of associated with Walter. He has feathers on his back in the monster form and on the cross. 302 is a very powerful number in English magical traditions. Well, 3 is the number of the Trinity. God, the Son, the Holy Spirit. It's like all of spiritual creation in Christianity. 0 is emptiness, nothingness, potential, the womb, creation. 2 is the feminine, because it is double the masculine, which is 1, you know, duality, femininity, feeling is the number 2. So you have like a female womb room of God. God womb room. Man, his hands are very creepy. There's something about the way that, like, because it's old-fashioned, they can't really, like, make the fingers move the same. Like, his whole hand just moves as one. A little creepy. Also, the female trinity. I don't think this game's really pulling on that, though, because this game has a lot of Catholic imagery in it. Like, there's a little literal character dressed as a Catholic character. And the candles and the medallions are very Catholic. Like, I think this game is pulling more on, like, Catholicism and older versions of Christianity. His family was fleeing the cult. Walter was abandoned in room 302 on purpose. That's a good theory. I could see that. That would definitely explain, like, why. I mean, the dialogue makes it definitely sound like it's more like a financial thing and whatever, but no reason it couldn't be both or, you know, more complicated. Especially because we already know a lot of families in the area suffered because of the cult. Can you hear Richard? It sounds like you can hear a human fighting somewhere. Yeah, it sounds like you could hear Richard fighting in the distance. And it's kind of crazy we actually see him, like, fall almost to his death. And then he pulls a weapon on you. He's way more threatening than the other victims. Like, a lot is happening. I hear gunshots, but I assume that was to make sure we knew it was in the US. Oh, no. Poor guy is just trying to be nice.
What the hell's happened to us? That hole in this freaky world.
That hole. That implies he came in through a hole.
If you wait.
He has something on his belt. It looks almost like a deck box. He's trying to warn you, dude. Oh, yeah, it's what's-his-face. His birthday party. I'm so sorry your birthday party was ruined, bro. I'm just gonna leave you here. Man, just hit the man while he's down. You know, he's pinned to the ground, he's a ghost, and you think his books are uninteresting. Such a weird area. I really love it. Okay, no, this all connects back. I go downstairs again. Is this the former pet shop? No, I think that's later. This is the sports place. Somebody's tummy is rumbling. Oh, dogs are in the actual, like, dog food area. I like that. That's funny. Also, the sign says food and accessory. Singular. Just the one. I may need to go heal up in game. Excuse me, Peter. Jesus, you get up so fast. Get out of my way. Okay, can I literally not walk over the ghost? Oh my god, he's a ghost. Get over him. Hands aren't moving. I can't get it shut. So I don't need to be down here yet. So I beat up Mr. Walls for no purpose. I was doing research for my final paper in college. I found your blog posts from ages ago. They were helpful as a kickoff. No, not the blog. Not my ancient college blog. Oh no, that's so old. Oh man. That's how I started as the gaming muse. I was writing blog posts about video games, and oh, so many of them are so cringe. Oh, they're so young and naive. It got me where I am today. Oh. Better check on your neighbor soon. And then the fucking knock? Oh, man, I didn't realize the knock happens, and then you see, and it's gone? And then it's gone? What the fuck? What the fuck? So good. Walter, you're such a creepy fuck. We'll go back upstairs. Maybe I didn't see something. I knew I was gonna get lost in Building World, because I mean, it's a big old maze anyway. Hey, buddy. Just checking in. Did I miss a door? Alright, I guess there's nothing up here I've missed. I have a key still, but did I use... Yeah, okay, no, I used the key on the one door and that was it. Because it just really wanted you to look at this dude. So this whole area is done. What I doing wrong? Yes, I wake and I go downstairs and I find a man and I get a key. I talk to the dude. Okay, run and go to catwalk to B5. There's a ghost. Okay, we did that. Take a thing. The pet shop. Grab the Albert Sports key from the shelf. Oh no, where are you, Petey? You're not in my way, are you, Petey? No, Petey, no! He just really likes the stairwell. I like Henry, probably because he's just like me, an awkward weirdo stuck in a hell dimension. Isn't he just very relatable right now? Don't we just all kind of get it? I get it. Where's this goddamn key? Oh my god! Right there. I was distracted by the frickin' food. Yay! We used a key! We did a thing! Oh no. Hello, monsters. I'm running away from you because you are slowing my frame rate down. And I don't have time to fight you all in this weird stairwell. Oh, poor guy's so tired. I like the little subtle way they do Henry. He's so subdued. You can read into his reactions and the way he moves physically, but like there's not a lot overt there. I think it's kind of neat. If the game was a little more modern and could show you even more of facial expressions and like more detailed physical movements, it could be really good to have a kind of silent protagonist that just shows you how he feels with his physical reactions. It'd be so cool.
You live in that apartment too, huh? Say, you look a lot like a little punk that I once caught sneaking around there. Do you know something about what's going on?
The man's first instinct upon meeting a small child in a place full of monsters is, I'm going to point a gun at him. He's not a good guy. Like, the more you think about it, the more, like, very questionable his behavior is. You thought this was some bald dude stream? No, this is just the, Honorable Thompson forehead. Found in many generations, my father and his father before him. It hides the incredible brains of a super genius. The kind that had to be scanned at birth because the doctors were concerned my head was too big. It's truly a blessing, and I'm honored. I'm honored to carry on my family's legacy of big forehead. The more people talk about it, and the more they tell me I should have bangs, the more I'm just not going to. Oh god, the noises. Kill them, kill them. Kill them, make the noises stop. Make the voices stop screaming. You need to marry some hairy dude to fix just too little, too late, my man. The womb room is closed for business. Oh, 3, 4. It's a whole gang over here. 5. Can I? There we go. Love you, Muse. Your forehead legacy is everything. Thank you so much. Boss said the number this time is last 4 digits, the store's phone number. Anybody can see it from the street. Yep, I'm gonna go back to the room and find out that number. She turned her head like she saw something. Let's wait for a minute, see if she does anything. Oh my god. She looking right at us? Oh, that's creepy! She looks right at you and then looks at the door. So good. Like, I love Silent Hill 2, and a lot of its horror to me comes from the, like, emotional aspect, the real world aspect of what's happened to these people and how sad it is. But, like, Silent Hill 4 is more like, I am truly afraid that this ghost is going to, like, murder my face, and is more frightening to me. In the same way that I say Fatal Frame is the more frightening game series to me. Like, I just find that really upsetting. And I think a modern Silent Hill 4 would totally scare me. Because even, when we played Silent Hill 2 Remake, it had moments that frightened me. And Silent Hill doesn't do that very often. So I think a Silent Hill 4 remake, the scariest of all the Silent Hills, would make me shit my pants. And this is something I need in my life. I need that. It's important. Did I go and forget to look at the number and come back? Alright, well, I'm looking up the number now. 3750. I mean, Resident Evil's gone through and remade the 1, 2, 3, and 4 to varying success, depending on who you ask. I think 2 and 4 seem to be the, like... Well, no, the remake of 1 on the GameCube and all that was really good. I think 3's the only one that people are kind of disappointed with. It was fun, but it wasn't everything it could have been. So yeah, theoretically... Well, there he goes. I could see Silent Hill saying it worked for Resident Evil, why can't we do it? Resident Evil, you know, Silent Hill 2 Remake sold like 2 million copies or something. I could see it, and supposedly they're in talks with Bloober, so maybe they're gonna give it to Bloober again. I could maybe see, like, new individual titles like Silent Hill F coming from various different developers, and maybe handing over a series of remakes to Bloober to continue doing. I could see that, and I kind of hope that that happens. Because I want new, fresh Silent Hill, but I also would love to see old Silent Hill get some love. My one caveat is, I want more of the original games ported to modern consoles. Not just the first 4 either, but like, Origins and Shattered Memories. Like, the fact that these are all locked on old consoles is a real shame, and I want them to bring them back. I don't know how feasible it is. I don't know. But I hope they're doing it. I really do. At least the first game we know is possible, because it was a PS3 classic. If it worked on the PS3 Classic Store, it can work on the PS5. Got the plate. Bye, Peter. Yeah, Shattered Memories might be tough. Origins was originally a PSP game that then got a pretty shitty PS2 update, so that one might also be hard. Homecoming's already on PC. Downpour being a Microsoft game, like, I think you could make... There's gotta be a way to make that one modern, like, PC. His death is pretty gruesome. And the kid is just there watching. So messed up. This is so messed up. You can see his veins. And you know he's like electrocuting him like he's a criminal. He's being judged, I think, for his treatment of Mike and for how he treated Walter when he was a kid. Killing him like he's a criminal. Ooh. And you notice little Walter is really only around... Like, we see him around Andrew, and Andrew begs for forgiveness, and little Walter's like, bye. And he also is there when this guy dies. But he doesn't... He shows up to save Eileen. Like, it says a lot, I think, about how even Walter's innocent side has certain feelings about certain victims, and is like, alright, you can die. Like, you can go. There's a man in 207 pointing his finger. Pointing at 303, Eileen's room. And he's in Walter... Not Walter. The guy that just died's room. Oh, good. Frank's just watching me. Yeah, I guess I gotta go into apartment world to then get to Eileen. And what's interesting with Eileen, she really is so different from all the other victims. Think about whenever we encounter the other victims in the dreams, they all are out and about kind of aware something's off to a certain degree. Eventually, they become very aware that they are being stalked or followed and are being kind of tormented. Like, Cynthia gets locked in that car, but Henry's able to let her out, but then she gets separated from it again. Like, Walter's playing cat and mouse, messing with these people and dragging it out. Eileen's the only one he doesn't do that to. The entire time we're in this dream section, Eileen is in her room, safe. Nothing's happening. She is the only one that doesn't get the feeling of being pursued and hunted. He doesn't torment her that way. So even the adult Walter is treating her differently from the other victims. And then, of course, young Walter cares enough to want to try and intervene, and that's the only time that happens either. Also, all the monsters in this area are dead, and Walter in the cutscene had no blood on him, but then after, when we see all the dead monsters, he's blood covered, going around murdering stuff. Hi, child Walter. Oh, hey, a friend. How you doing, buddy? Are you gonna talk to me? Or do I have to talk to you first?
I got this from Miss Galvin.
I think you do have to talk to him first. I had to hit X.
Long time ago. I'll give it to you.
Love it. A present for me? You really shouldn't have. I'll treasure it forever. Thanks, buddy. What a pal. I just love... What a lovely touch. To have our first real interaction with the murderer be that is so creepy. Yeah, and the soft voice is such a great combination with the murdering. Like, it's so... It makes him so eerie. God, like, he's just one of the best designed, like, serial killer enemies. Like, there's a lot of serial killers in fiction, but I think Walter, like, is up there with Hannibal Lecter in terms of, like, design and writing. It's just so good. I'd almost have Hannibal rather hunt me than Walter, because at least Hannibal doesn't have psychic powers. Is Henry already the receiver of wisdom? Yes! I don't know if we've know that of him yet. But the term has showed up, and I think really the whole time, all of this is him receiving the wisdom. He has to kind of experience Walter's version of the world, in a sense. He has to see this kind of echo of Walter's world and his memories and the pain he went through in order to witness and understand the need for Walter's ritual. In a sense, kind of trying to convince him to get on board with it. And of course, it's one of the only games where, like, the bad guys can really win. The whole idea of revisiting levels blew my mind when I played this title. Yeah, I feel like it gets a bad rap now, but when done well, it can be really good. I think this game does it well. I think it's fun to revisit the creepy places with more context of why they're there. Like, knowing Walter was in the water prison, or, you know, the wish houses. Like, you learn more that makes those places sadder. A bad version would be Devil May Cry 4, where going through the levels again is kind of tedious, and doesn't really add a lot to the experience, other than the fact that you get a new playstyle with a different character. That game was a bit of a hot mess, but I loved it. I'm gonna go, it's late as heck, have fun with the ghosts and toxic yaoi. We will, Phil. Thank you. We will. That's the tagline of this channel. We will always enjoy the ghosts and toxic yaoi. Last few months, Joseph, the guy next door to me, who gave me that rare porn mag, looks like he's been working hard. He said if he found another one, he'd give it to me, but he hasn't shown his face around lately. He said he was a journalist and investigating stuff, but I think something strange is going on with him. He's been shut in his apartment, and I can hear all these weird noises coming from there. Oh, my beautiful Rachel, what's with the note on the red paper? I thought you'd written a note back to me, but I guess maybe it was something somewhere else. He took it, along with my clothes. Those were my best clothes. This whole section just makes, like, the entire apartment so much creepier. Like, the more you learn about what these weird people are up to and have been doing, it's like, what's wrong with all of you? You're killing cats and keeping corpses in your fridge and stalking your neighbors and stripping them naked and beating them up in the hallway while somebody else watches and cheers on. You're keeping umbilical cords in boxes. These are some weird people. Oh my god! So that's where you went. You go from the stairs to here. I wonder if that happens every time. Because I thought Walter appearing in the thing was like a random thing. But does it actually just happen after he goes from the stairs and then he walks off? Oh my god, so freaking cool. I figured out the riddle behind the numbers. 01121 is actually 1 out of 21. So Walter was planning on killing 21 people, but he never finished the job. He was convicted for the murders of Billy and Miriam Locane, the 7th and 8th. Afterwards, he committed suicide in his jail cell. Grisly mass murder of 10 people shocked the world and came to be known as the Walter Sullivan case. There are two big puzzles here. The first is, what was the motive? The second is, why did he kill himself before completing his task? Was he simply insane? Put that away. I keep my friendly doll with me. It's my little buddy. My little friend. I don't know, like, there's this kind of pacing to his killings that, like, he wants to let Henry observe the world and see maybe why it's worth destroying. Like, you explore the whole apartment and learn, like, how awful and weird these people are, and Walter's like, yeah, don't they deserve to die? Shouldn't the world be reborn into paradise? Don't you agree, Henry? Join me, Henry. Henry. That's the vibe I get. That's my interpretation of the story nowadays. Teaching Despair, Wish House. An orphanage on the outskirts of Silent Hill, but behind its false image is a place where children are kidnapped and brainwashed. Wish House is managed by the Silent Hill Smile Support Society, charity organization sometimes called 4S. It's well respected, and it takes in poor children without homes and raises them with hope. But at its heart, it is a heathen organization that teaches its own warped dogma in lieu of good religious values. I like that the article is about the evils of the cult, but it also uses some kind of nasty language. Mr. Smith, who lives near the Wish House, had this to say. Sometimes at night I can hear their weird prayers and the sounds of children crying. I went there to complain one time, but they ran me right out. It hasn't changed a bit. This reporter was refused admission when he attempted to take photographs in the facility. What exactly do the folks at Wish House have to hide? During my investigations, I was able to discover, however, a suspicious-looking round concrete tower which appears to be part of their facilities. Unfortunately, no one was willing to tell us what the tower was used for, but it seems unlikely it has anything to do with the business of raising orphans. It may in fact be a prison or a secret place of worship. The cult religion that operates Wish House is known by locals simply as the Order. It's a religion deeply interwoven with Silent Hill's history, but its worshippers' fervent belief that they are among the elite, chosen people has a dark, dangerous side. I intend to continue my investigation and the cult behind it. I've always believed telling the whole truth, showing the children the true path. Found by Nurse Rachel. Return it to room 302 together with the part her boyfriend, Mike, tore off. Yeah, is he her boyfriend? No, I think the super's just confused and thinks that they're dating, but they're not. Red box. Thing really stinks. Yeah, I bet it does. The red box seems even stranger today, giving off a terrible smell. It's disgusting, but I just can't throw it away. Must have been around 30 years ago. That young couple was living in the apartment, but one day they just suddenly disappeared, ran off like thieves in the night. I don't know why. It must have been money troubles, or maybe they got themselves into some kind of danger. The problem came after that. They left their newborn baby when they took off. I even found the umbilical cord. I called the ambulance right away and heard the baby survived, but I don't know what happened to him. Although a few years later, I often saw a young kid hanging around the apartment. One day he just stopped coming by. Now that I think of it, I'll bet it was that abandoned baby. It's a horrible story, abandoning a newborn baby. It all happened in room 302, and the umbilical cord I found there, well, I still can't get myself to throw it away. Gross! Probably full of maggots and nastiness. My darling's number. They're numbers that look like a phone number. Oh, there's a phone ringing somewhere. And nurse's uniform. So is this Rachel's room and my darling's numbers calling a phone somewhere? I guess that phone's just gonna be ringing for a long time while we look for it. Excuse me, dog. I have a phone to find. That phone is still freaking ringing, and it's gotta be found. Drinky. Pick up pants. Now I need to, like, go to the 3rd floor and just dump all these letters. Yeah, inventory management's also a little weird in this game. Like, the fact that papers that you could fold in your pocket take up the same weight as, like, a gun. Walter's gonna murder that phone? Yeah, that's my real secret plan for defeating him. I'm just gonna drive him nuts with the incessant phone call. Okay, this is this actually, yeah, this is Richard's room. You get his gun from the chair he was electrocuted in. Yay! And then, of course, this is the bloody underwear and torn shirt sleeve in the garbage. And this is all the blood from where he literally beat a man half to death. Like, that's just so creepy when you think about... I like that it kind of lets you put together, like, Man, maybe this guy is also really fucked up. Like, this is nasty shit to do. Save that phone before Walter carves numbers into it, right? Really? I chased this phone everywhere, only for there to be nothing. I mean, it confirms for us that Rachel was dating the painter, and not Creepy Mike. Holding a cat. She loves the cat too much and missed her hands to get married! That's not a one-to-one, and I don't think anyone misses their chance to get married. Lord almighty. Excuse me, Sharon. Excuse me. Just gonna get out of here. Sharon won't go away until she's told you all about her grandkids. You mean the dead ones that she found at Toluca Lake? She probably got the easiest of it, though, because she is a woman that gets murdered by Walter, and he's normally very violent with them, but he just drowned her. And I mean, drowning's not pleasant, but from what I've heard, eventually your body, like, gets rushed with endorphins or something, and so in the end, when you're dying, it doesn't feel bad. Listen. When we're working in the context of psychic ghost murderer, he just drowned her. It makes sense, okay? But she was probably his most lucky. Well, maybe, no, not quite his luckiest victim, because one did just get shot in the head point blank. Just outs. Just outskis. Anything here? Did I go in here? Yes, that's where I got that key. Alright, Sharon, out of my way. Out of my way, Sharon! I don't need to see photos of your grandkids! And it's weird, like, there's 3 cult victims, and 2 of them really don't suffer. The very first one, he shoots in the back of the head, point blank. And that's like, you're just dead immediately. That's his first victim, as one of the cult leaders. And then the third cult leader victim is the drug dealer guy who goes to Mexico, presumably to get drugs. I think that's the implication of why he's traveling to Mexico. And Walter just pushes him off a cliff, which is like quick, impersonal, you know, not a fun way to die, but like he'll die midair, like your heart just gives out. But the third one, the one in the middle of those 2 that he kills, is the guy that trained him. And I think he, like, bludgeons the man to death. Which is a brutal, personal, long, violent way to die. And I like that implication of, like, the feelings he has for the victim really, it changes his behavior. He didn't care that much about the other 2 members of the cult because he didn't have a relationship with them. But the one that trained him, the one he knew, he had to suffer. I've been backed up on my letters. Lost the key to the Eileen Galvin's room. Gotta find it. Last place I saw it was... Rachel, love you, always watching. Window, protect you with love, Mike. Gross. Oh yeah, I had a really wicked headache that day and collapsed on the bed. Maybe if I look near the bed in my room, 302's bedroom, I'll find it. It was 4 years ago they discovered the body with 1221 carved into it. Right away I had this terrible feeling. The victim had been murdered 6 months earlier, but Walter had been dead for 7 years, having committed suicide 3 years before the murder. Police think it's a copycat crime, but something about it bothered me. I picked up the key Eileen from room 303 must have dropped. I thought I'd return it, but she wasn't home. Okay, so that's why Joseph had the key. He was gonna give it to the super, but he forgot and it fell. Okay. Explanation. Let's go get the key. Key by my bed. Bed key. And the fact that it has the doll on the key. It's the same doll! Is that because it's like, we're in Walter's head and it's Walter's idea of her associated with the doll? Or is this some kind of like mascot character that Eileen's just always been very fond of? I don't know.
How do you like that, you sick little freak? You had it coming to you. These clothes are disgusting. Get them out of my sight.
I know. It'll be perfect to wrap his body in.
Hold it. You! Hold right. You snooping around again? Myself. Get your ass out of here before you really piss me off.
Hold it. I think I'll keep that one for myself. Hold it. I think I'll keep that one for myself.
What? So that's the old lady, or not old lady, but that's the lady that's cat died, steals his jeans to wrap up this cat. Richard strips him naked, I guess maybe after beating him up, and he's like so disgusted by the bloody clothes, he tears them off him. And there's a third person, well, presumably there's the guy recording all this because he wants a record of this horrible nightmare. And there's somebody saying, hold it, I'll keep that for myself. Talking about what? Another piece of clothing? Like, what? That's so, like, everyone in that scene, it's like, what's wrong with all of you? Let's go see how my neighbor's doing. I'm sure everything's fine. It's all good. Oh no, it's not good. So sad.
This place is dangerous. You need to hurry. Get out of here.
Music's so sad here. Yeah, I think Eileen answered the door and was attacked there. Young Walter intervened, and she tried to crawl away. But you look at how she's attacked and compare her to the other main woman, Cynthia. Like, Eileen's carvings are on her back, where Walter does not have to see her face when he's attacking her. The blood is all at waist level or lower when you look at the walls. It's not really everywhere. And a lot of her wounds look to be contained to certain places. She definitely has some broken limbs and things, so he smacked her around good. But then you compare it to, to Cynthia, there is blood on the ceiling, on the walls, on the everywhere. He cut her like filleted her. And there's also spots where it looks like he slammed her head into the wall because of the big bloody spots, and he carved into her front so he could see her face when it was happening. And I just think it reflects, in his weird, sick, twisted way, Henry and Eileen are special to him. They are different. They're the people that are supposed to understand his ritual. They represent something that he wants. The room, his mother, and the others are truly people he doesn't deem worthy. These are people that should suffer. I know, it's dark. It's some dark shit. But he does treat Eileen differently. And like I said earlier, he doesn't even torture her or run her around in the dream world. He doesn't chase her like he does Cynthia or Richard or Andrew. Eileen doesn't even know she's being attacked until the moment she's being attacked. Let's see how Robbie's doing. Hey, Robbie! Got the succubus talisman. I don't think I can protect myself. He's truly insane. I can't hold on any longer. His power can't be measured. I was so scared today I sealed off the back of the storage room. Wonder if Eileen Galvin's okay. She has no idea what's going on. She's in danger nevertheless. I wonder why... Did he find the body? Is that why he sealed it off? Are these shoes really mine? Dun dun dun. And of course, a succubus is a sex monster that's supposed to attack you in your dreams. And we're in dreams all the time. After he did the ritual of the Holy Assumption, other worlds began to force their way into his universe, and it began to swell horribly. But his universe is different from ours. It has limits, and in the limits of that universe, he rules as a king. And in the deepest part of his kingdom is his mother. Source is on that side. I think chaos goes up there. No, watchfulness, that's what that is. That one's going down there. That one goes there. Hospital time. How familiar. It's been so long since hospital. It's been 3 days. This scene is so good. I love it. This was me with my hysterectomy last week. 2 weeks ago. Yeah, this is exactly how it goes. He knows what he's doing. Yeah, there's like curtains and blood on the wall and a weird guy. Yeah, breathing hard. Hands in your gut. That's what it looks like. Exactly that. No gloves either. It's totally sanitary. Henry's not comfortable being part of this procedure. I lost Eileen Galvin's hospital room key. She was a patient brought in with severe injuries. I wonder if I left it in one of the other rooms. I hope not. Girl, you can't be losing the key. Like, what? For one, I don't know that those doors lock. Those nurses were coming in and out of my room all the time. I don't think they locked those rooms. That would be bad if you could lock yourself out of a patient's room. I don't think you should be able to do that. Are we to the point where the room stops healing Henry? I think after we get Eileen, that's when that all, like, triggers. I could be wrong, but we're close. It's interesting that this one line isn't voiced. Like, all the other times when he's thinking to himself, he's thinking aloud to himself. But this one time, he's like, we just see the thought. I kind of wish the game did more of that, because it feels more natural than him speaking aloud to himself in that really, like, stunted voice. Paper cutting knife? Do I need that for something? Is that a weapon? I don't think I need that. I do need this. Oh, no. Guys, we've been streaming for so long. It's dinner times. It's long past dinner times, and complaints are being made. Complaints are being made about the lack of dinners. He's wasting away and starving. Yeah. And Alfred. Are you starving? Am I starving you to death? Because I was playing video games. I just forgot it was dinner. I'm sure Guinea fed you. I'm sure you're lying to me and your grandma fed you. And you just want second dinners. Right? You say hi? Say, no, I'm grumpy because you haven't fed me. He'll live. I don't know. This feels real different after you've had a weekend stay in the hospital. I'm real glad that mine didn't look like this. Oh, hi! We haven't met y'all yet. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Every monster in this game really does have some weird sounds. Is the back of her head, like, cut open and bloody? The burping begins. The burpening. Wow, this is some really, gross stuff. These are, like, all, like, umbilical cord-esque kind of... Ooh, gross. Man, they fall over with their legs pretty much wide open. And look at the, like, bloody chainsaw and the corpse pieces. Does he comment on it? Strange human-shaped object. I don't think it's an object, buddy. Bloody operating table. That guy, what in God's name was he doing here? Nothing in God's name, let's be real. Gotta be his baby medical chart. We're not allowed to read it? Wheelchairs! God, this part's so weird and creepy. I kind of love it. Like, all the rooms are randomly generated, so it's gonna be different every time. Wow, we found the key really fast! Yeah, they're randomly selected. They're always in a different order. You can never quite know which one's gonna have what. I've never gotten the key that fast before. Yeah, look at all these, like, I think these are, like, containers for like, the young babies that come out too soon, and then a bunch of umbilical cords. Oh, excuse me. Sterile room. I don't think that's sterile. I don't think that's sterile no more. That's not clean. That's bad. Hey! Big Eileen face! Does he comment on her face? No? Can I hit your face? I can, actually. Man, those eyes are freaking the fuck out. Hi. Goodbye. Since these are Walter's worlds, and we really don't see a lot of Henry's thoughts and feelings, I really think giant Eileen head reflects more of Walter's guilt than Henry's. I genuinely do. His behavior changing with her murder, young Walter interfering, big head in the hospital. I think it's his guilt. Holy candle! Yeah, I'm gonna need those very soon. Like a padded cell with a bunch of hooks and a body all tied up. Very eerie. Looks like blood bags on the floor. Smells horrible. Something's stuck in it. Around the middle of the skin, there's meat attached on the inside. Yeah, that was Walter having some fun. Experimenting. Always thought it was a thing directed at Henry for watching her. I think that's a valid interpretation. To scare the player who's been watching her this whole time. To mess with Henry. Just my personal interpretation of the story and how I view it. I like the idea that it ties into Walter's guilt. Because it makes sense to me, because all the worlds are his worlds built on his feelings. So why would Henry's feelings suddenly show up? They never do anywhere else. I'm just gonna go. You guys have a good time in here. Strange. What the hell? I can see legs coming out from the bottom of the cloth. Oof. This whole level is like such an interesting, like... It's like an art piece. From hell. Saint Medallion! Oh good, more chains, more dead flesh. Strange noises. Oh, the raining room. Is there anything to look at besides nasty mushroom things? No, I think it's just raining in this room. Oh wow, the angle here is so good. Oh, I love that. Oh yeah, this is what I'm talking about with the wheelchairs. Like, this room shows you it's kind of like maybe something's in the things. Can I hit it? Oh, I can't. Doesn't even make a noise. Immune to my powers. Another umbilical cord room and like the kind of like sterile room. Which one is the sterile room? Think about what sterile rooms are supposed to be. It's like the womb. And the womb is being connected by a cord to the other room. God, this entire level is so well done. Poor baby.
Eileen! Eileen, relax!
Henry? From next door.
Poor baby.
What are you doing here?
I don't know where to start. There was this strange hole in my room. I saw people getting killed. All these weird other worlds.
It's a hard thing to explain, but you're not explaining it even very well at all.
What are you talking about? I'm supposed to believe that?
But it's true. And there was a kid with you.
Boy protected me from the man with the coat.
It's
Sorry, I didn't believe you.
It's kind of wild, like, obviously she's had a very hard time, but she really does believe him pretty quickly.
I just feel so scared.
Also, I think it's just coping of, like, I want someone to be helping me right now. Who put her cast and bandages on. I think that just reflects what her physical body looks like in the real world.
But I do know that if you get killed here, then you die in the real world too. Anyway, the only way out of here is through that hole.
Okay. Okay. Take me with you.
Poor thing. Alright. The true game begins. Oh yeah, how do I give you weapon? Give to you your purse. There we go. Does it still have to be in my inventory when it's in your hand? Come on. Okay, the staircase moved so we can go that way, but oh! Oh no, did I hit her? I can't hit her, can I? Get him, Eileen! As much as people complain about, like, what do you call it? You know, companion missions or whatever, Eileen's, like, the best one of the ones I've played. She is actually helpful and useful and a good girl who didn't deserve what happened to her. And she's also, like, 30 years old, which makes her one of the older horror video game women, especially of this era. But Ray from Fatal Frame 3 is like 23, and that's a record for that series. Eileen's like 30-ish. Kodelka could be up there. I don't know. Kodelka's 25. Well, alright, she's up there. She's not a tween. Eileen's still the goat. Eileen's 23. I don't know that that's true. Is that true? I thought I read somewhere that she was closer to 30. In that case, Kodelka would be the goat. Oldest PS1, PS2 era horror female character. Oh, Kodelka's 25 in Shadow Hearts, so in the original game she was younger. Well, she aged, at least. Oh, fuck, my ceiling fan! What am I gonna do now? Room's so oppressive. It's so oppressive it's making my controller spin for no reason! Get some Lysol disinfected ghosts. Yeah, you gotta follow, Mr. Shibata's, recommendations. Oh, note. Oh. Red envelope. Letter and a small key inside. You've seen that world as well, that horrible nightmare. If you get sucked into it, it's not just a nightmare. Don't get lost in there. If you get pulled in, you'll be killed. There's still hope. Maybe this small key will guide you. If you've seen the door with the placard set in it, look on the other side of the door. Keep going down to the deepest part of him and look for the ultimate truth. Oh, more letters. More letters. Were you there before? You were not there a second. Walter Sullivan did kill himself. He died in his prison cell of blood loss after he stabbed himself in the neck with a spoon. His body was buried in a cemetery outside his hometown of Silent Hill in an unmarked grave. After that, his name became famous all over the world, and it looked like his string of mass murders was finished at 10 out of 21. But 3 years later, they found a corpse that had 1221 carved into it. The corpse was from 6 months earlier. In other words, the person was killed 2.5 years after Sullivan committed suicide. The MO was exactly the same, except for one thing. All 10 of Sullivan's victims were found with their hearts cut out and their chest wounds sewn together expertly with thread. I forgot that part. On the other hand, the 1221 victim had their heart. Naturally, the police think it's a copy and are proceeding on that basis. But they haven't made any progress and recently discovered victim 13. This corpse also had their heart intact. Got a working hypothesis. Very few people know the details of the original crimes and would be able to copy Sullivan's MO so precisely. First, I'll head to Silent Hill, to the graveyard near that beautiful lake. Maybe I'll find the answer. How long has it been since I left this room? I can't tell if it's been days or hours. During that time, they found 1421. I've been having hallucinations lately. I think I'm losing my mind. The weather that day was very strange. Even though I avoided the earlier storm, there was still a thick fog clinging to everything. Fortunately, that allowed me to avoid being seen and get right to work. The police are still stubbornly acting as if it's a copycat. I figured things probably hadn't been touched here. I was wrong. I should have come sooner. The cemetery was in such bad condition it was almost sad. The storm must have raised the sea level. That's how it was when I found Walter Sullivan's grave. I'm still in shock. There was no body in the grave. On top of that, numbers written on the coffin were 1120. Poor Eileen. She's having a very bad day.
Henry.
She seems so happy to see him.
Have you been here the whole time?
Yeah? And I didn't see any hole either.
That's weird, because Richard mentioned seeing a
All
hole.
of a sudden.
She didn't.
I can't stay here by myself. I'll be cursed. I know gonna do?
I might know a way to save you. Do you know about someone named Joseph?
Yeah. He was the guy who lived in your apartment before you. I think he was a journalist or something. He disappeared about 6 months before you moved in. But toward the end, he started acting really weird.
Yeah. He was doing an investigation about a religious cult and a man named Walter Sullivan. I got this letter from him. He told me to go down into the deepest part of him, and to look for the ultimate truth. Let's do that. There must be something down there.
Eileen's like, what does that even mean? Her being marked already might have... That's true. Richard mentioned seeing the holes before he's been attacked and marked. Whereas Eileen's already been attacked and doesn't see it. Oh, Eileen, stop standing so close to me! Maybe I need to use a shorter weapon. I'm afraid to run past all these things because they could just get her. I'm not actively trying to ruin her life. Ever downward. Probably one of the eeriest parts of this game. Just so surreal and full of nightmares. This is also done by Yosuda Hiro. And there's a lot of stuff that didn't get included in it, like a pregnant lady on a toilet holding a bunch of babies. I don't think she was involved. I think there was also another, like, surgical scene that maybe got cut out. It's all on the wiki. There's a lot of cool shit in there. Right, Eileen, I gotta go save. I gotta go save and change the Japanese back. Reminds me of Uzumaki. The term for it in Japanese that translates into spiral is the same term used to refer to spiral in, I think, Uzumaki, maybe. Definitely in the Ring series where the second book's called Spiral. Yeah, it's definitely pulling on the similar ideas because it uses the same language. Walter? You there, Walter? Nope. Is there another handprint? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Nope, they must stop at 19 because he didn't finish. He couldn't finish the job. Alright, we're gonna call it there. We made a lot of progress. We are basically through. I should change the language. We're basically through the first half of the game. We got to the middle bit. So now we gotta redo the levels. And then we'll be done. And I'll be able to work on some projects and things for Silent Hill 4. I have a book coming, and I'm definitely going to make some videos that are also based on the book. Won't contain everything, but I have different things I want to cover. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And thank you all for your patience and your support while I've been going through this trying time. Thankfully, I think the worst part's behind us, and we're gonna do better from now on. It's gonna be like it was back in, like, 2019 Muse, when I was streaming all the time and doing book readings and posting videos. We're going back. It's gonna be great. So thanks again, and I'll see y'all later.